Philip, obviously this is a developing story still. What more do you know?
Well, we just found out the name of the second victim, who has been named as Joe Ritchie-Bennett. He was originally from Philadelphia, had been living in the UK for about 15 years, and was a friend of James Furlong, the other victim so far to have been named. The death of Joe Ritchie-Bennett has been confirmed by the US ambassador in the UK. The name was given by the Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper. So now we know the names of two of the three victims who were attacked and died in that rampage on Saturday. We also know a bit more about the assailant. As you said, he is 25 years old. He's in police custody. Now, reports in Britain's Daily Telegraph newspaper say that he is of a Libyan origin and was a refugee, has been in the UK for quite a while. That was citing unidentified security sources. This has not been confirmed by the police in the UK so far, but what they have said is that they're treating this as a terrorist attack, which means that he can be detained for 2 weeks while they investigate his motives and what has happened. This comes in the UK as the level of threat for terrorist attacks has actually been lowered. It used to be severe, it's now gone down to substantial. That said, there have been, since that lowering took place, 3 attacks with 2 other victims who were killed in stabbings in the UK. So I think there will be growing pressure on the UK government maybe to up that security level again and put it back to severe following this attack, which took place in Reading. Now, one of the other interesting aspects about this is what were the motives of this young man. And again, sources cited by the Daily Telegraph newspaper say that they are looking at what they say could be mental illness. Someone who has suffered from coming from Libya to the UK may be suffering from post-traumatic stress, and that may have been one of the reasons that was behind this attack.
Now, it's been treated as a lone actor attack, but what course of action are the police going to try to identify his motives?
This is very difficult, Annette, and I think it's the worst case scenario for the police. One of the police officials has said, look, we've got 40,000 suspected lone actors we have to keep an eye on in the UK. It's virtually impossible to keep an eye on them 24 hours a day, so there is a time when some of them are going to break away. It's very hard also to know the motives. I think what police are going to be doing now over the next few days is they will be questioning him. They will be looking at all of his social media contacts, who he's been talking to, what sites he's been looking at, who may have been in contact with him, to try to work out a path backwards as to how he become radicalised. And the third thing is MI5, which said they also had him on the radar in 2019 and thought he wasn't a threat, will be looking at other files they have, closed files and open files, to try to find out whether there's any contact with anybody else in their files already they know about who may have been in contact with this young man. One other thing which is very interesting in all of this is that because of the lockdown, many people in the UK have been away from areas where they may have gathered, and that may have upped the ante of terrorists to get back in to cause an attack now that people are gathering in public. And during this lockdown, many people have the time to become radicalised because they would have had more time to go on the internet, and that's something else that police are going to be looking into.
Philip Turle, thank you.